Hello everyone, welcome back to e-learning. I hope you like the new look of the videos. Um, so today we're doing mathematics and our topic is PEMDAS. Now, PEMDAS is very similar to board maths when you were in grade 4, 5, and 6, except now that you move to the senior phase, so we focus more on PEMDAS. Now, PEMDAS is basically the order of operations. Let's just say you had an equation. Now, previously you knew something like this as being a number sentence, but now you're in grade 7, so the fancier term is equation. Now, when you have a problem, you have to break it down. To break it down, you need to do certain things first. It basically builds logical processing thinking in your brain. So instead of looking at something and say, oh my word, how am I going to do this? You can say, no, relax. Let's follow the rules. Let's make it easy and break it down. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to focus on the brackets. So the fancy term for brackets is parentheses. Then the second order of operation is exponents. So after you've worked out the brackets, you're going to look at the exponents. So in this sense here, the exponent is 5 to the power 3. And then after you worked out the brackets, it was going to be 9 to the power 2. But I'll explain that later on. Then the second order of operations is multiplication, then division, then addition, and last subtraction. But now let's look at multiplication and division. You can see there's a sign here that says or. Now, if you only have two operations in the number in an equation, let's say there was no brackets, there was no no parentheses, no exponents. You only had multiplication and division. And let's say, for example, division came first before multiplication. Then it's okay. You can do the division first. You must always follow the left to right rule. But know that this only applies if there's two operations, and that operation must be multiplication and division together. If there's addition or subtraction in with multiplication and division, you have to follow PEMDAS. You cannot follow the left to right rule. Okay, let me stress on that. So this following the left to right rule only works with multiplication and addition together in one number sentence. And also, if you get addition and subtraction only in one number sentence or in an equation, and those are the two operations only, then you can follow the left to right rule. So if addition comes first, then you do addition. If subtraction comes first, you do subtraction. Okay, don't forget that. So let's look at the um, the question. So the question tells you calculate, and they give you an exponential equation that you need to follow, and they show all the steps in your calculation. Now, the first thing that you should do in your exam paper or in your exercise book is to write PEMDAS. So you know that's the rule and you're not going to forget. Now, let's write our equation down. So we had 8 plus 3 times 5 to the power 3. Subtract in parentheses, you have 4 plus 5, and we're squaring that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add 4 plus 5. We get 9 squared. Now, the second order of operation is to work out the exponents. So 5 to the power 3 is basically 5 times 5 times 5, and 9 squared is 9 times 9. So if we work that out, 5 times 5 times 5 is 125, and 9 times 9 is 81. Now, the next order is to look at multiplication. So we're going to multiply 3 and 25. Notice that I still wrote it in steps, and I wrote it in steps because we're doing so many different operations, we don't want to forget or mix it up. So it's just best to write it down. So 3 times 125 is 375. Then we're going to follow our left to right rule, and we say 8 plus 375 is 383. Subtract 81, and we're left with an answer of 302. What you can do is you can pause the video, you can write this down, understand it, and then move on to the next question that I'm going to give you. Right, so now it says calculate, and in this question here, they say it's 2 squared times 20 divided by 4, subtract 6 times 3 plus 55. So you can see I wrote PEMDAS, so I don't forget what to do first. But now you're going to say, uh-oh, but there's no parenthesis. So it's no problem. You just skip that operation. And then you're going to focus on the exponents. So we're going to look at 2 squared. 2 squared is 2 times 2, so the answer is 4. So next, can you guess what we're going to do? Are we going to do multiplication or division? So we're going to do multiplication first. So we're going to multiply 4 times 20 and then 6 times 3, and that answer is going to be 80 and 18, just multiplying those. Then we look at the whole equation again, and we're going to do division. We're going to say 80 divided by 4. We're going to get that answer as 20, and we're going to follow our left to right rule. So we say 20 subtract 18 is 2 plus 55. Our answer is 57. Don't forget to pause the video, write it down for yourself, understand it, play it back if you need to, and learn the method, because if you do it, learn it properly, then in the exam you're not going to have a problem. Right. Hope you have a lovely day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in my next video. Bye.